Hi everyone, I'm Busák. I'm project manager for RSPB Scotland's work in Dundee, and I am absolutely delighted to share a little bit about our work with you today and share a story of a city that is redefining its relationship with nature and a community coming together to really make a difference. So welcome to the journey of Dundee, Wild Dundee, a city where nature meets every challenge. And that is a very bold statement, but I hope that by the end of this presentation, you understand why we're saying how nature can meet every challenge. So over the next 15 minutes or so, we'll dive into RSPB Scotland's exciting journey in Dundee, exploring the evolution of the organisation briefly, our mission, the call to protect and restore nature, and I'll introduce the three main projects that we're working on that are the core of our mission in Dundee, each connecting people to nature and celebrating our natural heritage in slightly different ways. And really building a vibrant community that feels a part of nature, not apart from it. So I'm thrilled to be inviting you to join me on this amazing journey towards a more resilient and interconnected future. But first, let's take a little step back and talk more broadly about RSPB Scotland, because some people might not be aware of our organisation. So our history is steeped in a legacy of taking action to protect the natural world. And here's an image that is very typical of something you would see someone working for RSPB share. Here's a lovely poppin. But our journey traces way back to 1889 with the formation of women-led groups like the Plumage League, founded by Emily Williamson at her house in Didsbury. So interesting that it's this urban setting where RSPB begins, and it's an urban setting where it's finding itself again now. So this group protested the use of bird skins and feathers in clothing, particularly in the extravagant hats that were fashionable at the time. So back then, fashion wasn't just about having a feather in your cap. In fact, it was often involving the display of entire wingspans or whole birds sort of draped across your head, and sometimes combined with fantastic fox fur scarves, So this is probably a period of time when, if I would use the term fashion statement, in my opinion, the statement that they were trying to make was a very morally deprived one that weighed heavily on people's heads and shoulders, quite literally. So today, although we still really proudly bear our historic name as the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, our mission has evolved to include the safeguarding of all aspects of wildlife and the broader natural world. So in essence, we're really taking this bird's eye view approach to nature and ensuring that the protection extends not only to our birds of the world, but also the habitats and environments that they inhabit and the diverse wildlife that coexists within those ecosystems. And all these incredible interconnected elements of nature that sustain them, but also sustain us. And our current rallying cry is that nature can't wait. It's a stark reminder of the crisis facing our natural world. And you can see the State of Nature report here, which really highlights the worsening of the threats to nature over the last decade. But there are things that we can do about it. So do not fear. In our mission to save nature through people, we face this challenge of reconnecting a city that actually has an abundance of green space, which is Dundee. Despite its really impressive natural resources, it's got the highest percentage of green space per head of any city in the UK. There is a disconnect from nature. And there are challenges faced by people in the city, such as cost of living crisis, food insecurity, mental ill health, drug misuse. The list could go on. And to better understand these challenges and where our work might fit in, we commissioned a comprehensive scoping project in 2022. And you can see on the slide here just some of the responses that we had from local groups. So these consultations revealed this disconnect from nature in some of the city's most deprived areas, and it highlighted that for existing community groups that do recognise the importance of being in nature, there are still barriers such as just lack of staff or volunteers, transport costs, lack of confidence in delivering nature engagement activities, or perhaps worry that they don't quite have all of the facts and figures about nature. And all of these things hindered meaningful engagement in nature settings in Dundee. So this scoping project provided us with incredible insights into the specific challenges faced by the communities and how we could potentially step in and support some of these groups in delivering nature connection. So our vision for Dundee is to alter this perception that nature is inaccessible and that it's not for us, it's irrelevant to our communities. We want to showcase that the environment is an integral part of everyday life and offers a valuable tool to address some of, or at least be a part of, addressing some of community and social challenges. So ultimately, we're on a path to save nature through people by demonstrating how nature can save people. And this approach seeks to rekindle this connection that nature can't wait, but frankly, neither can we. But we want to deliver this message in a way that brings hope and realistic action, because it's been made clear that adding an additional crisis to people's lists is going to create barriers and is going to completely shut people off. So we want to offer opportunities. So we're making people aware of the benefits of a nature-rich community environment and providing the knowledge, tools, and skills to support them in taking meaningful and realistic action. So what exactly is our strategy? This slide will make sense very soon. Collaboration is at the heart of everything that we do in Dundee. Even rival football teams share a street, which highlights the interconnected nature of this city. And you can see Danny Dyer himself there, just not getting his nut around it, that nothing is done in isolation in Dundee to the point that our rival football teams share a street. So we're recognising in terms of this collaboration that there are already numerous nature-based initiatives in Dundee, and our approach isn't to reinvent the wheel. Instead, we're using our skills, knowledge, and expertise to complement and build on what's already happening. And we've pinpointed 3 distinct areas of focus: arrivals and departures, nature reconnection, and nature recovery. These are titles for 3 distinct projects that we're doing in the city. So the Arrivals and Departures project is actually due to begin in 2024 and celebrates the incredible link between the migration of wildlife and people in the city. So it's taking inspiration from our refugee festival events, and the international significance of the Tay. We're delving into this crucial role of wildlife in our city's narratives, that link into the incredible narratives of our cultures and our communities and our childhoods through stories and songs and folklore and nursery rhymes. And we really discovered that nature is this incredible catalyst for breaking down barriers and bringing out conversation of memories and so on and so forth. So we're inviting people to explore migrations of wildlife through very traditional RSPB style activities like sunrise goose walks, osprey spotting and dolphin watching, doing surveys of pollinators during spring and summer, and actively supporting refugees and international residents of the city to experience these events and share their own stories of migration. This project is going to grow and grow the more people that we involve, and we want to see a programme of events and creative interpretations happening across the city, with highlights such as an amazing mural in the train station that looks at arrivals and departures and really celebrates the incredible natural and cultural heritage of this wonderful city. And all in all, we're going to inspire collective action to preserve and protect the vibrant natural heritage, creating connections along the way between people and nature, particularly for people who have found themselves in this city who otherwise maybe would never dream of ever being here. Nature Reconnection empowers people to rediscover and revitalise local spaces, creating havens for wildlife and the community. So we're working exclusively in Tayside at the moment with the plan to use our work here as a blueprint to take into other wards across the city, depending on their needs and challenges that they're facing as well. So we will be collaborating with, we are collaborating with local community gardens on a mission to rewild Tayside, helping people discover ways to create pockets of biodiversity in their own gardens. And the really exciting and unique thing that we're doing with Nature Reconnection is introducing gaming in the wild, where we're using sort of traditional style board games to bridge the gap between people and nature in a really distinctive way. So using these imaginative games to explore possibilities for regeneration in these otherworldly scenarios, but then bring them back to the mission that RSPB has to save nature, and how we can support people on engaging with this amazing interactive journey towards a greener and more vibrant local space that they find themselves in. And then eventually, again, like I say, taking this from Tayside into other wards across the city, reflecting the needs of nature reconnection in each of those spaces. Finally, Nature Recovery is working in recovery and rehabilitation settings in Dundee, such as the Carsview Inpatient Mental Health Centre, and other settings across the city. We're co-creating biodiverse garden spaces alongside patients, visitors and staff, and our aim is to promote nature as a powerful tool for recovery, and one that's accessible outside beyond these settings. And if we can provide the training and tools for engaging with nature, then that engagement and that little extra set of tools in your bag for recovery can be extended beyond these settings and into people's ongoing daily lives and ongoing recovery journeys. So this will pave the way for individuals to connect with other wild spaces in the city, or even embark on the journey to create their own. And our vision for this nature recovery project is that every recovery setting in the city has the ability to create their own recovery garden, something that they can facilitate consultations in, go on walks, have mindful moments, the community can use, really create this incredible city where nature and people thrive together. So these projects reflect this commitment to collaboration, empowering communities and showcasing the transformative potential of nature in our city. But why are we doing these projects? I wish that we could address every single challenge that we've come across in our communities with just a magic wand and wish it all away. But that's not possible. And it's clear that one organisation alone isn't going to be able to do that themselves. So we're tackling specific challenges and demonstrating that nature can be at least part of that solution amongst other supports and other opportunities, and extending our support to even more initiatives when we find the opportunity. So especially those not yet utilising nature as a resource. And we're building and supporting a network of nature spaces designed to aid in recovery, showcase food growing and foraging in urban settings, and also share these stories and experiences and bring people together. Nature is for people. It's for people to experience together. It's for people to enjoy together. And these nature-rich spaces can be and will be inviting for not just our communities, but also the amazing wildlife and thousands of species that we can welcome in this city and that we have in this city. So if my passion hasn't been quite evident already, it's to explore the power of biodiverse, wild urban spaces in creating resilient communities where individuals experience a good quality of life alongside a thriving natural environment, where we can find satisfaction, know how to pause and savor the beauty of the world around us, but also know how we can continue to support it in little moments of just enjoying nature, all the way through to creating wild spaces in our own settings. There's so much that we can do. And we want to make it so that these experiences don't feel like something you have to go out of your way to achieve. In fact, they're round the corner, they're on your windowsill, they're out the window. Ultimately, we're on a mission to save nature by demonstrating its endless benefits to us. And for people where they say nature isn't for me, We understand that there are many people who are overwhelmed by their concerns for nature, concerns for many other things, and their anxieties. But by integrating environmental priorities into the priorities that people already have, we believe that we can create this really profound impact. So, for people who have a priority to improve their mental health journey, nature can be a really powerful part of that journey. It won't be accomplished overnight, and it's going to require a community effort, but nothing truly worth doing happens in a single day, and nothing actually worthwhile and impactful is achieved in isolation. So, thank you so much for letting me chat to you today. Any questions that you have, please send them my way. I feel like I've only scratched the surface, but I hope that you've discovered that RSPB is more than just that charity for birds. Our work in Dundee goes beyond counting seagull numbers during the Big Garden Birdwatch, although please do participate in the Big Garden Birdwatch in January. But keep an eye out on Dundee because it's a very exciting place to be. So if you want to be part of anything I've mentioned today or have any questions at all, please do get in touch. Thank you.